Hello guys and girls out there, wherever you are. Welcome to another totally random video. And yeah, this video is actually some kind of a video response to another Minidisc video from a person called or named David Lee. So he was talking about the different qualities of Minidiscs, especially Sony compared to other ones. And yeah, I just wanted to chime in and say something about this. So, I mean, for example, he said that you can see that a mini disc is a quality mini disc if the shutter is embossed, just like it is right here on this Sony mini disc. I wouldn't necessarily say that. I mean, yeah, it's very unlikely that a bad mini disc would have an embossed shutter, but at the same time, only because the shutter isn't embossed, only because the stuff on the shutter is only printed on it, doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad mini disc. I mean, to be honest, there aren't really this many mini discs out there who have an embossed shutter, and they are still really good high quality mini discs and really good and solid. So yeah, that alone doesn't really show how good or bad a mini disc is. And you know, for example, sometimes it's hard to tell whether or not a mini disc is good or bad. I mean, everybody knows that one of the better mini discs is the Sony ES mini discs. I mean, they just feel pretty well, pretty solid. You can't really bend them, and yeah, they're just a nice and solid quality, and they have a good feel to it. On the other hand, I know this is not the original case. On the other hand, if you have this Maxell XL mini disc, from the color it looks almost exactly like the Sony mini disc, and also it feels almost exactly the same as the Sony ES. Also pretty good quality, can't really bend it or anything like this. But when you record something on this thing just makes a whole lot of noise and it rattles like crazy. I don't know if you can actually hear the difference. I mean, yeah, when you shake it, this one sounds a little bit deeper, but I don't know if you can really tell if or if not the mini disc is going to rattle once you record something on it, just by shaking it before you start recording something. So this sounds a lot lighter. So I don't know if that already tells us or indicates whether or not the mini disc is going to rattle. I don't know how much difference it makes what kind of recording device you use. I mean, maybe it's different if you use a portable mini disc recorder to record something, or if you use a really good solid mini disc deck to record something. But I mean, yeah, you can definitely hear the difference. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is mini discs that look the same, but yet they are from different companies. So like this Sharp mini disc and this what is it, WHS mini disc. I mean, they look the same except for the color, same design. It doesn't even tell you where it's made. They just left it blank. So I don't know why they even bothered putting this thing right there if they don't write something in. But yeah, I also have the same thing with those mini discs, for example. So this is a high space mini disc, and I mean, you can see that there's like this matte, or I don't know how I should say it, but you can see that it goes all the way down here and up here, and it just ends right there for some reason. And with the BASF mini disc, it's pretty much exactly the same, goes all the way up here and boom. Wait, there it ends. So they are also obviously made by the same company, but obviously they are made by the same company, but they have a different name on it. I mean, Highspace and BASF, and they are also both made in the European. Come on, they are made in Europe. Easy. So yeah, European Community or something like that. So I wonder, what kind of a company produces those blank mini discs and ships them to other mini disc companies or to other companies so that they can put their name on it? I don't know. What kind of company is that? Just some mysterious company that just produces blank discs or something like that? You know, and maybe you think, okay, BASF, they also are really bad. Many people have many problems with BASF. I think it also has something to do with the coating that is actually on the actual disc that prevents the disc from being scratched while you are recording it. So there is like a thin coating or thin layer on the top of the mini disc itself. So that's why you shouldn't really use anything too, I don't know, not too acid, but you know, you shouldn't try to really clean the top surface of the mini disc, otherwise you would rub off this coating on the disc itself. But those things, they make a really weird noise when you record something. They don't rattle, but they make some kind of a weird screeching noise or something like that. So yeah, really cheap. But I don't know, can I also bend? I can't really bend it, but it's not that you can say, okay, no name brands or no name mini discs are always a bad quality. For example, a mini disc that I have never heard of before is the Chum mini discs. Don't even know if that's the name of the company or whatever, but those mini discs, you can hear they sound pretty deep and they have a really good and solid grip and solid feel to it. They look really solid, they are really solid, they are made in Japan. So even if I've never heard of this company or whatever it is, they are still really good discs. On the other hand, Maxell, I mean, I don't think that you can really say that this company makes bad mini discs and this company makes good mini discs. I think, especially when the mini discs started to slowly die, you can say that some companies started to produce worse mini discs, and in order to reduce the costs for production or whatever, or to lower the production value. No, not the costs, just the costs. So this is like one of the older Maxell mini discs. Has a good feel to it, metal shutter, really solid. And then all of a sudden they started producing crap like this. I mean, just take a look at how much I can bend that thing. It's, I don't know, it's like rubber. What is that? Look at that. What is that? That's not quality at all. And yeah, 10 minutes. Wait a second. So like I said, this isn't quality at all. And also, I mean, this is one of those mini discs that I got with the car radio, and all of them have the problem that they open up right here. And I don't know why that is. I had this problem with many discs. So why is that? And also they have this this flimsy plastic shutter, which is something that Maxell loves to do. I mean, if you have a Twinkle mini disc, sounds good, is really good quality, but the plastic shutter, I don't know, it just doesn't give it the kind of quality look and feel. Although I have to say the plastic shutter isn't all that bad. It definitely has his advantages. For example, it stays closed all the time, which is good. I mean, as you can see it, it's really, come on. So you can see it that it's closed really nicely. Although if you have some metal shutters, they would always stay open a little bit. So yeah, that's a good thing about the plastic shutters. And another thing, sometimes you have used mini discs that have been dropped, or I don't know what happened to them, so that the metal shutter would bend right here a little bit, and then it wouldn't close properly. So if you eject the mini disc, the shutter is still open, so you have to close it by hand. So this is something that can't happen to you with a plastic shutter. So it definitely has his advantages, but I don't know, it's just a cheap look, you know. And then all of a sudden they started releasing those mini discs, which by the way is also one of those mini discs made by this anonymous company that I don't know where it's from. But I also have a Sharp mini disc with the same design. So why did they call it Pro? I mean, if I can bend the case of the mini disc, that's not pro quality. You know, also plastic shutter, and here the same thing. Why is it called Pro? There is nothing pro on this mini disc. Plastic shutter, cheap quality, don't know why it's called Pro. So the battery is about to die. I think I still have 10 minutes before it really turns off. So I want to talk about the shock absorbing mechanism, which is basically this coating right here on the edges. And there were different Sony mini discs with different kinds of coating. So here you have the visible coating, and then we have those ones with the clear coating. So David, he said that with those mini discs, it says shock absorbing coating advance on it, but he doesn't see any coating. But the coating is there. It's just an ultra clear coating. So if we take a look, if the camera would focus, you can see the edge right here of the coating. So I want to get, so there, can you see the edge? Right here. So there is this coating that goes all the way up here, and then around here, and also basically there you can see also the edge down there. So the coating goes all the way up here. So this entire area is coated. And you can also, I don't know if you can tell it, but if you look at the reflection of the light, here it's clear, and on this side it's kind of crispy, or I don't know how I should say it, but it's just not that clear. So this entire area is coated. This and this isn't coated. So I think that this is the shock absorbing coating. I mean, why else would they put clear coating on this mini disc? To prevent the case from getting scratched? To avoid that the printing wears off? I really don't think so. So yeah, it's just a ultra clear coating. There you can see the edge pretty clearly. So yeah, the coating is there. And another mystery is solved. It's just a bigger, so this whole area where it says shock absorbing coating advanced, this whole area is coated too. So yeah, that's my video about Minidisc qualities. So leave a comment, subscribe, whatever you like. I don't know, more Minidisc stuff, but I really don't know what else I can film about Minidiscs. So yeah, stay tuned for more random stuff, and I see you in the next one. Bye.